Welcome back to another update day in Old School, and despite not being very long, today's update has quite a few big changes. To kick things off, we have the adjustments to the Wilderness boss layers from Pull 80. Players are now unable to teleport out of the Wilderness boss caves for at least 3 ticks after they enter, but this delay can be removed if you have completed the Wilderness Hard Diary. Apart from that though, the 1 tick animation delay for everybody entering the dungeon in general has now been removed. So now if you complete the Wilderness Hard Diaries, you remove the teleport delay from both the Rev Caves and now the Wilderness Boss Caves. After today's update, you also need to complete the Wilderness Medium Diary to even access Spindle, Artio, and Calvarion. Then for other more specific changes to Callisto and Artio, they will now both take damage from magic attacks. And then additionally, if they are not already frozen, and the attacking player has equipment with a total magic accuracy of anything greater than 0, your first attack that could freeze will always be a guaranteed hit now. But with that said, future hits while the boss is already frozen are not guaranteed to hit. And then alongside these changes, Callisto's chip damage has now been removed, so his range attacks will not deal damage through the relevant protection prayer. Blighted magic sacks have now all been simplified. Bind/snare sacks have been removed and converted into entangle sacks. So with entangle sacks, you'll now be able to cast bind, snare, and entangle. Wave sacks have also been converted into surge sacks. So surge sacks will now be able to cast both surge spells and wave spells. And then finally, blighted food will now be able to be used anywhere in PvP worlds. And then for other PKing adjustments in this update, they are massively bumping all of the repair costs for a ton of PKing weapons. Really, I should say more so PVM weapons. Things like the Dragon Defender's repair cost has now been increased from 80k all the way to 240k. So the gear you're protecting under level 20 Wilderness just became a little more interesting. Just a few months ago, they made it so that the rune pouch will keep your runes inside of it on death. So every single time you die, you don't have to constantly keep putting your runes back in your rune pouch. And alongside today's update, they're doing the exact same thing for a few other items, being the bolt pouch, the seed box, the tackle box, essence pouches, and then finally the herb sack. And if you do enjoy just absolutely filling up all of those items on death anyway, or just for nostalgia's sake, there is a setting that you can check and empty them on death no matter what. If you do so, choose. But finally, to kick off the last update this week, we have a massive buff to shooting stars. After removing the absolutely game-breaking 10k an hour method over at the Duke, this week they're bouncing back with a big change to shooting stars, being that they no longer deplete faster when more people are mining them. And depending on player feedback, this might not be the only AFK mining method change we see in the near future. But with that, that's everything big from this week's update. We also now know that the Warp Scepter drop is a 1 in 320 drop, and they changed the location of the Poison Way Spirit Tree on the list when you pull it up. But with that, that's everything you need to know this week. If you guys did enjoy or found it helpful, consider dropping a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.